Reading actively involves many different skills, of course, one of them being thinking about new vocabulary and finding ways to file them away in your brain so that they are sort of filed with the other words that you know and can retrieve. So the Frayer model is something that, of course, is not new. Many of you probably use this in class in school as in the form of maybe a word wall or activities before and during reading. But one neat thing that you could do with students, again, if you were to, let's say, use a Google breakout room and have them work on this together in groups collaboratively or even independently, again, is to use a Jamboard and a template such as this. And I'll share this template with you as well. So what you would want to do is to be able to create a Jamboard that has the word in the middle, the definition, facts, characteristics, examples, and non-examples that students could, with Jamboard, either write in their answer, maybe they add pictures, to make it kind of this interactive Frayer model. They could add text if they just want to type in it. They could even add sticky notes in here if they needed to add a bit more information or second thoughts about it, or maybe even another category, just again to help them to think a little bit more deeply about each of these words. As a teacher, if you are to use, let's say, something like a Jamboard and you want to create a number of these that maybe all students could work together on, and perhaps you add in your own word here. Okay, so if they're looking up the word advocacy, for instance, maybe that's their word, and each one has a different word. A really easy thing to do is to create a new page. So if you go up to the top and I go expand, I can see that I have one page here, and on either side, I can add an additional page, or just a blank page, or I can even duplicate this template that I have created. So this is, again, another way for you if you wanted to create, let's say, a different word on each sheet, and you assign students different sheets, different Frayer model handouts to work on collaboratively. Once again, in a Jamboard, you'll want to make sure that when you share the settings, you click on the share settings, you will want to change it so that anyone with a link or anyone at ISD 12, depending on your audience, could either view if you just want them to see it, or that they could be an editor. And this does mean potentially that they could change your frame here. So one quick trick that we found is if you use the shapes and you, let's say, just create a big square over this entire document and then fill it, just make it transparent. It makes it so that the square itself could be moved, but the little boxes cannot. So it's easier for them to type within it. But that is just one quick way to use a template to think about maybe a word wall in analyzing words, vocabulary as a reading strategy, and to add in additional duplicate copies so that multiple students could be working together on many different types of words and vocabulary skills as a class.